Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm super pumped. This is my second video on this channel. So I'm ready to go. As you can see, I'm pumped. All right, so today's video is going to be talking about how to gain more clients in wedding photography, or honestly, any type of photography that you are already in. So what I'm about to tell you can be applied to any business that you are actually trying to go for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in it. So this question came about from a friend of mine who is actually interested in starting his wedding photography business. And one of his main questions were, how do I go about gaining clients? So before I get into it, let's be honest here. Gaining clients and trying to get that, I want to say, notary, trying to be noticed in front of people is not easy. I mean, you have to be really outgoing. You have to really have a certain strategy to even feel confident enough to go out there. So gaining clients isn't as easy as it sounds, because if it were, trust, we will all be successful by now. So the first one is to network and build relationships. So what do I mean when I say network? Well, networking can be taken into a few accounts. One, it can be going out to comfort zone and going to different events, while two, it can be inside your home through social media. So which type of network do I mean? I mean the type that you actually go out and meet people face to face. And the reason being is because when you go and meet somebody, you can pick up their vibe, you can pick up their, just the whole feeling of the communication being, thrown back and forth. I mean, sure, you can go on social media and DM people, but let's be honest. I mean, you don't really know what's going on in their mind. So you don't want to, waste time talking to people who aren't interested in helping you, or better yet, interested in your service. So I would say look up your local area in terms of marketing, network events. So yeah, marketing events, network events, you get it. So whatever it is that you're interested in, look around your area and see where are the events being held at. So that's the first thing. And then once you do acquire those contacts, make sure you follow up and, don't be so salesy. Don't follow up and say, hey, book me now. Follow up and say, hey, it was great to meet you. I checked out your work. Great work. Don't just be like, hey, book me now because I need money. No, because that's a turn off. Whew, do not do that. I have to breathe like that because trust me, you're gonna get very worn out if you get a lot of those people who do that a lot. So the second tip is one of my favorites actually, and everybody knows this, the first impression. So when you hear first impression, you might hear like, oh, I gotta dress up nice, I have to present myself a certain way, I have to have my portfolio a certain look. So yes, that is important, but you also want to master your personality, because if you don't, people can look at you and view you a certain way and already make their decision without looking at your work. So you don't want to go into a meeting or to a first time phone call and you're boasting too much about yourself, you're not paying attention, little things like that can turn off a potential client. So what you want to do is practice on your confidence, but also your listening skill, because that's going to determine if you are a great fit for that particular client. So again, the second tip is first impression, which falls under the personality you have, your work quality, your reviews. I mean, we can go on and on, but basically make sure that you bring yourself in full professionalism, but at the same time having a personality that makes them feel good. Trust me, you don't want to hire somebody that's going to make you feel like corporate America or whatever. You want to hire somebody that is cool, down to earth. So make sure you're good on that. All right, and we have social media. So if you don't already have this, you're kind of late. So what you're going to need is your Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I don't use Twitter, but hey, Twitter. And I bring that up to say, because a lot of times you'll run into some people who don't have social media, and that's not a good sign. So what you want to do is have, especially Instagram, updated. Make sure your bio is nice. Make sure your website is up to date. Make sure all the links are properly working. I mean, the list goes on. So basically, number 4 is make sure that your social media is presentable and it has a call to action. So that way, when your clients come on there, they not only see your work, but it says on there, book now or schedule an appointment, something that they can actually do. So when you book them, or better yet, when you actually have them, chances are you're going to book them. So yeah, there you go. So now the last and final tip will be advertisement. Yes, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about this, and I get it, but at the same time, without advertising, especially if you're new to this business, you're going to probably have to do this. I do know that there's a lot of people who do not need advertising, and that's cool, but people like myself, I have to use that. That's just a must. Now, what I mean by advertising, I mean, sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. I don't recommend Twitter, especially for what I do, but for those who do, I mean, look into it. But basically, Facebook and Instagram are my top 2 social media platforms that I personally use for advertising. I pretty much go on there, spend about maybe $5 a day, up to like 10 days, just testing it out, making sure that, things are looking good. But what I don't recommend is that you spend thousands a day and you haven't identified your ideal client, just pretty much the whole, marketing side of things. You don't want to put so much money in, be disappointed with the results. So before you start your advertising, make sure that you have your research done and that you know your audience, because once you dish that money out, chances are you're not going to get the results you want. So if this video helped you, please leave a like, comment, post, whatever you got to do under this video. I really super appreciate it. If you do want to have a more in-depth portion of one of these steps that I mentioned, please let me know in the comments. I'll definitely look into it and see that I can, produce some videos for that. Thank you again for checking me out, and I'll see you at the next video. Peace.